My name is Dan Storaska. I am a director of analog integrated circuit design for Central Engineering, and I'm located in Hopewell Junction, New York. So I spend quite a bit of my extracurricular time in the outdoors as a ski racing coach, a fly casting instructor, hunting. So I'm concerned with the rapid pace of the change of the climate, what it really means to our environment, which in and unto itself is not renewable. We only have one planet to live on, at least at the moment. So I began researching renewable energy systems for the home years ago, and I was working on a plan to achieve what they call a net zero energy consumption, so really reducing my footprint in my house to zero. And it dovetailed nicely with my engineering training, so I spent a lot of time talking with contractors and really designing and retrofitting into my house, replacing fossil burning systems with renewable energy systems. And at this point, I've installed what I would call the big three of energy systems. One is photovoltaic, which produces electricity for the house, solar thermal, which heats the domestic hot water for the house, and then finally geothermal, which produces heat and air conditioning for the home year-round. After installing these systems, I had put together a presentation and began to talk with different local groups within the community, colleagues who were interested in pursuing these types of things for their residences as well. I'm happy to report that quite a few of my friends have actually installed such systems, and I think are seeing the same types of return on investment that I'm seeing, but more importantly, that they're actually making a difference in terms of improving the environment through reducing their footprint. As a Scoutmaster as well, I teach the Sustainability Merit Badge to our next generation of Scouts, and so this is a really important aspect, is teaching that next generation to really conserve what we have around us. Hopefully I provide a little bit of a unique opportunity for them, and that they can actually see some of these systems in action. So I'll take them through a tour of the house, and we can talk a little bit about how solar thermal works, how geothermal works, how photovoltaic works. One of the interesting aspects of solar is that in 1 hour, the sun produces enough energy to run the entire world for a year. So it's a pretty amazing amount of energy that we actually have to harvest and can harvest. And one picture that I had, which really demonstrates, I think, the power of renewables, there's a block that represents the amount of energy that the Earth consumes, the entire world's population consumes in a year. And there's another volume, a cube, that is the amount of sun's energy that reaches the Earth every year. And that cube that we consume fits within that cube about 1,000 times over. And when you compare it, the renewables, those energy sources that are renewed every year, can easily support the entire world's energy consumption, whereas the others have limited lifetimes. So there's on the order of tens of years of fossil fuels to consume between oil, natural gas, and coal. And so maybe the next century, the next 100 years or so, whereas of course renewables continue forever. So clearly my upbringing in terms of my outdoor pursuits have led me to really want to preserve this earth that we live on. It's a real joy to be able to marry both my interests outside of work with the ones inside of work.